When I was 3, my favorite memories were spent with my dad in our small garage gym in upstate New York. I used to sit in the corner of the gym and look over at Dad and see him lift weights. I used to love watching him curl and press, see his muscles ripple. And I knew one thing at that time, that when I grew up, I wanted to be big and strong just like Dad. Except something happened. Dad's number one goal was to provide for me, my mom, my little brother Nick, and he took a big promotion at work. And he started working long hours. We're talking like all day. We brought him dinner at the office. He slept at the office some nights. He stopped exercising, started eating like crap, and stopped taking care of himself. And he thought he was doing the best he could for our family at the time, but his health began to slip. And this cycle repeated for several years. Fast forward, it's around Christmas time. I'm downstairs with my little brother. We're playing with Legos. And we hear a thunderous crash that shakes the entire foundation of the house. It came from my parents' bedroom. We run upstairs, rip open the doors, and the first thing we see are my dad's socks on the floor. He's convulsing, having a violent seizure. And my dad is my superhero, but I'd never seen him look so helpless in his entire life. My brother and I scream for Mom. She rushes in, scoops Dad up off the floor, takes him to the car, and we rush him to the hospital, where the doctors run a series of blood tests and brain scans to figure out what's going on. We're sitting in that hospital and waiting for the doctors to come back with some answer. Doctor comes in, looks my dad in the eyes, looks my mom in the face, and says, "Peter, I am so sorry. You have stage 4 terminal cancer. You need to get your affairs in order." And the thing I'll never forget about that moment is the look in my mom's face of sheer terror. And that was the night that my life changed forever. My dad died at 42 years young. And I learned a lot of lessons from his life and death. Not the least of which is this one, is that as fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters, health is the foundation of everything we love. When we lose our health, we lose everything. And as we've come to know in this company, we call our bodies our bliss vehicles. And I saw my dad lose all of that. He lost his ability to work, lost his ability to provide for me, my mom, my little brother, lost decades of time loving my mom and making memories. And this is part 1 of my bliss journey, tragedy. It happens to all of us. It's unavoidable. It's a byproduct of being alive. But what happens next is where my bliss starts. It was 3 months after Dad died. It was my 10th birthday. I'm there with my mom, my little brother Nick. I remember looking at those 10 shining candles, just filled with pure dread. Never felt more alone in my entire life. But as I went to blow out those candles and make my 10th birthday wish, something welled up deep inside of me that transformed my life forever. It was this sense of resolve. For the first time in months, I was sick and tired of being just so sad. I was sick and tired of crying in the closet with Mom. I was sick and tired of feeling like I was a victim of everything that happened to me and my dad. And I knew that I was not going to walk down the same path. So when I blew out those candles, I made a promise to myself, to God, and to Dad that number 1, I was going to become so strong that cancer would not affect me. Number 2, that I was going to take care of my mom and little brother. And number 3, that in time, I would help other people like my dad make sure that they can get and stay healthy. That's step 2 of my bliss journey. It's making the promise. Tragedy happens, but we have the ability to make a choice to turn it into something. And my mom is smart, and she's an amazing mom. I wish she were here today to hear this. What she did is she gifted me on my 10th birthday. Well, first off, here's me and my dad. I love this picture before he got sick. She gifted me a pair of dumbbells, and I began to train. On my 10th birthday, I got those dumbbells. I hid them under my bed, and I started exercising. I exercised every single night for an entire year. I had no idea what I was doing, but I remember what Dad used to do, and so I copied him. Did my push-ups, my sit-ups, and this picture was taken 1 year later. It's my little brother in the back. He gave me a 15 out of 10. It's my first bodybuilding progress picture. He's always been my best hero. And something started to change in my life. I got a sense of confidence and energy. I started to feel better. And I noticed that it was really hard to be sad when my body was invigorated with energy and life. And so I got addicted to this stuff, and I went full speed. Went into high school after this. And I would get up every day at 5 a.m. to pack my giant lunchbox with all my little meals in my Tupperware, get my gallon of water, and I'd go to the school gym by 6. I would lift weights from 6 to 8, then go to school. I was at an all-boys Catholic school. There weren't girls around, so this was acceptable behavior. And I did that for 3-4 years. And in high school, one of the favorite things we liked to do at my high school brophy was we had a senior retreat that every freshman was so excited. By the time you become a senior, you get to go on this retreat right before you go to college. It was really amazing. It was called Kairos. And when the sign-up day came, I chose not to go. Because I knew that if I went to Kairos, I would not be able to lift weights and I wouldn't be able to pack my meals. So I said no. And my friends thought I was crazy, but it was the simplest decision I've ever made in my entire life. Because when you find your bliss, and when that tragedy turns into a promise, turns into a commitment, and you know it's your thing, it makes every decision you make from that point crystal clear. There was no option. Friends come back from the retreat, we're figuring out where we want to go to college. I go to my guidance counselor. I say, give me the list of the top 10 schools. She gives me the list. And I look up each of those, and I find out which school has the nicest gym. That was my criteria. And that school also had a bodybuilding show. I'm sold. I'm like, Mom, we're going all in. Applied early decision, got accepted to that school. When it comes, what am I going to study? Simple. Health. I'm going to study nutrition and neuroscience, and I'm going to go to medical school and figure this stuff out in a really big way. What am I do after school? Simple. I'm going to teach this stuff. I'm going to both live my bliss in keeping myself healthy and help other people, especially guys like my dad, do the same. So this is one thing I've learned about bliss. Not only does it light up your heart, but it makes life simple. I did not say easy, but I said simple. Bliss becomes the lens through which you make every decision in your life. It puts you on a special kind of track where doors begin to open where there are only walls. My bliss has given me so much, and these are some of my guys. I run a couple different companies. One is the Fit Father Project, one's the Fit Mother Project. At the Fit Father Project, we've helped over 10,000 guys lose over 100,000 pounds. And I show these pictures because these are my trophies, or at least some of them, from my bliss journey. Every single one of these pictures has a story behind it of a dad and a mom and a family getting healthy. And I look at these and I see my dad. And I see the ripple effect that's been able to happen in the world because of how he lived and the choices that I made. Well, my bliss has given me other treasures that I love. This is me when I officially won the school bodybuilding show. I run these amazing companies involved with Bliss Champions. I've been featured on ABC, NBC, Steve Harvey. None of these were the goal. All of these came as a byproduct of following my bliss. Often, I visit Dad's grave and I think of him. And I think he'd be proud, not just of the man I've become, but of the choices I made after his death that led me to this mission and this journey. And I think my Bliss Talk is unique today, and I hope you remember it particularly because it's not always that we are all blessed with a lightning bolt of clarity that we want to become comedians or speed racers or musicians or actors. Sometimes life just hits us in the gut, and we have to make a series of choices. And what I've learned is sometimes our bliss is hiding for us in the deepest, darkest crevices, the places that we don't necessarily want to go. And it's up for us to find the courage to turn on the light, step into the darkness, and see what's on the other side. I love this quote. I'm going to paraphrase it from the Bible. It says that if you bring forth what is within you, it will save you. And I believe that's true. But I want to add something too. If you bring forth what's within you, it will save the world. Follow your bliss. Lean into those pain points because there's something there for you, I think, that can really transform the world. Thank you, guys.